again, everyone. Gary Digital Williams here tonight as we are here at the Washington Golden Gloves over at Rose Corporation in Fort Washington, Maryland. Juan Marshall will be joining me in just a moment. And we are going to finally go over our year review for 2017. We've had a tough time getting that together. I didn't want to do it alone. I really want to do it with Juan and have Juan give his thoughts on what happened during the course of the year. But it was an interesting year in 2017, as I called it the year, the up and the down, because we got off to a good start, and we started well in 2017, had a couple of world championship wins with Jared Hurd and Lamont Peterson, and then things kind of went a little bit south on us, and a lot of things took place during the course of 2017 that was real difficult to go over. So Juan Marshall joins us in just a second, and Juan, your thoughts on how 2017 went?
Actually, it was an up and down year. Mm-hmm. It wasn't as great as it was from 2015 to 2017. With the beginning of 2017, let's say that. But we had fighters that had opportunities that didn't make the best of it, and then we had fighters that made the best of their opportunities. Winning championships and things like that. So this year is actually the total tale of what's going to happen. Last year is the total tale of what's going to happen this year.
Yeah. And this year, as we say, getting off to a rocky start. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. But to go through our awards from 2017, the rookies of the year were two very solid rookies this past year with Gary Antoine Russell and Jamal Dyer. And both those guys had really strong years in 2017.
Yeah, both of those young guys. That's why we had to pick two. Outstanding, very active. From the start of their career. Even with Antoine Douglas, in a short span, he managed to get 3 wins.
Yeah, 3 first-round wins for Antoine Russell.
3 first-round knockouts, actually. Mm-hmm. And also with Dyer, he was able to start his career and get 4 wins. And that's what we're looking for as far as the activity of a rookie.
Right. Yeah, Jamal Dyer especially came in very unheralded as opposed to Antoine Russell. Of course, Russell went to the 2016 Olympics and did well there. But Jamal Dyer, a lot of people that had not heard of. He'd fought a few times in the Golden Gloves. But really not a whole lot of people knew who Jamal Dyer was. He had some good matches against the likes of Evgeny Mechanov, and he really did fight well in 2017. Now, unfortunately, as we record this tonight, he lost his first bout. He got stopped in the 4th round against Vanderlei Miranda over at the Showboat Hotel in Atlantic City, New Jersey. So tough break for him there. But it was really interesting to see what he did in 2017. Meanwhile, the prospect of the year, this was probably one of the easier awards we gave out in 2017. Malik Iceman Hawkins out of Baltimore, 12-0 now, 9 KOs, had outstanding 2017.
Yeah, his 2017 year, of course, even throughout his career, we've seen that they put him on television, and I think it was a GH3, promotions was, keeping him active. And also, he was one of those guys that we didn't get to see in the local area early on in his career, but he made outstanding towards 2017 to be able to fight in front of the crowd in his hometown. Being at the MGM, he did, and then also out in Ashburn, Virginia, his latest fight, and he became victorious. So he deserved that victory, and that also that Prospect of the Year award for him.
No question about it. Had a great year, did Malik Iceman Hawkins. So that was the prospect of the year. The bout of the year, we had a couple of good bouts of the year with Evgeny Mechanov against Jamal Dyer, as we talked about. But the one bout that stood up because it was on a national level. It was a televised bout, first televised bout for the young man out of Baltimore, and he did well. And that was Glindas Urn defeating Leroy Davila on April 14th at the MGM National Harbor in Ox Hill, Maryland.
Yeah, and with Glindas Urn, I mean, his last 3 bouts were tough matchups for him. Mm-hmm. But, I think one was a draw, I think it was.
Yeah, win, loss, and a draw.
Win, loss, and a draw. But it's the way he fought those bouts was keeping him active and keeping him fighting and keeping the promotion that he's with active and also trying to get him somewhere, even though with that one loss. But still, he fought his heart out back there in front of the hometown crowd, So that he deservingly, and that bout right there was against a young kid that was perceived to be an up-and-coming fighter. So he did very well against him.
No question. So great win for Glindas Urn in 2017. Now the card of the year took place right here at Rosecroft Raceway. That was on Saturday, February 11th. That bout included a number of key bouts. It included Mike Fox in probably his toughest bout so far in his career against Trayshawn Wiggins. He won that by majority decision. Had Luther Lighthouse Smith, who we'll talk about a little bit later on, had a big win on that bout, as well as Marcus the Dream Crusher Bates had a big win there. Also wins for Justin Hurd, Greg Outlaw, Patrick Rivera, a couple of great bouts on that card on February 11th here at Rosecroft.
Yeah, that card was outstanding. And also with that card, we have to say an out-of-town promoter came in town to put on that card here at Rosecroft, right where we are at the Golden Gloves right now. And like I said, they are a veteran promoter that is used to putting together cards that's televised. And the last couple of years we've seen them on television a lot promoting fights. With a lot of the fighters that Al Heyman has, and so they wasn't new to this. So they did what they normally would do, but they had the opportunity to present it right here in front of a Maryland crowd.
Yeah. That was the card of the year on Saturday, February 11th, and that same card had not one but two knockout of the year candidates. Marcus Bates scored a 6-round knockout, knocked out his guy as soon as he walked into the ring in the 6th round. First second of the first round, he knocked him down and knocked him out. But that paled in comparison to the knockout that Luther Lighthouse Smith had, as he knocked out Darnell Pierce, who was undefeated at that time, at 159 of the first round. A great win for Luther Lighthouse Smith, who went down to cruiserweight from being a heavyweight and did a great job there.
Yeah, Luther deservedly. Plus, I think he had a knockout one time before. I think that could have been a previous year. But this one right here, like you said, it was a devastating knockout. It's one well deserved, and also one, like I said, it was well deserved for him. And so yeah, he definitely earned it. He's worked hard for it, and it's paying off for him.
Right. And so that was the knockout of the year, Luther Smith against Darnell Pierce. Then we come to the box of the year, and that was also a very easy selection, as he had an outstanding year with two successful, actually one win of his title, and then a successful defense of his title. And that's, of course, the IBF Junior Middleweight Champion of the World, Swift Jared Hurd. Outstanding year. He was runaway the boxer of the year this year. Yeah,
definitely. It was hands down his to win. And he did just that, just by his performance. And also the previous performances he's been awarded pretty much, I think, like 3 or 4 awards now with us. So he's done an outstanding job, and he continues to do that. And hopefully with a bigger bout coming up for him right now in April 7th against Ernst Landellard. And we're looking for a good performance, like as usual, from him. And they're looking at him as a top prospect. So when you name junior middleweights, he's right up there with the top 4.
No question about it. No question. But he is definitely there. And as we said, Jared Hurd was once the prospect of the year. He also was knockout of the year right here against George Armenta.
2-time boxer.
So 2-time boxer of the year. Only he, Torrey Nelson, Lamont Peterson have won that twice. So that was a big win for them. So that's a quick rundown of the year in review. And, of course, some breaking news tonight. As we said, Jamal Dyer lost tonight. However, in happier news from the amateur ranks, both Keyshawn Davis and Troy Isley will advance to the finals of the Stranджа tournament in Sofia, Bulgaria. Keyshawn Davis won his bout by walkover today, and Troy Isley won a split decision today. And so they will be the only 2 members of the USA Elite High Performance Squad who can come away with a gold medal. Because the third guy, Delonte Johnson, he won a bronze medal today. He lost his bout in the semifinals. But Isley and Davis will compete for gold medals on Sunday in Sofia Bulgaria at the finals of the Stranger Cup, and again, a great performance for both these young Beltway amateurs.
And I always say, at an amateur, when you at that verge of turning pro, late in your amateur career, this is the route to do it. You know, on the international scene, through USA Boxing, who recognizes boxers all over this country, and to be a part of that team and to be announced as one of those fighters, that is a good breaking point for you to become a professional fighter.
No question about it. So again, we go into 2018. Right now in the Beltway, we're off to a real sluggish start. We don't have a lot of pro shows coming up. Heard there's one coming up in April, and possibly one here in March. But we'll see. But right now, we're going to come back and see if we can do some things here. Martin's West has a show on June 29th. Or Martin's West Shabazz Brothers having that show there. So not a whole lot going on, but we'll keep you posted with all the great news we have in 2018. So thanks for joining us once again as we take a quick look back at 2017 and continue to move on with 2018. For Juan Marshall, I'm Gary Ditch-Williams. Thanks for joining us here at Rosecroft Raceway for the Washington Golden Gloves. And we look forward to talking to you. I look forward to talking to you next week. A lot to talk about, including the big send-off for the late Scott Wagner. Had a great service for him today at Michael State Avenue. We'll talk more about that next week. Until then, Gary Ditch-Williams saying thank you so much for joining us, and always remember to keep supporting the best boxing in the world, the boxing along the Beltway. Take care.